All right, so here's what I don't understand. 4 hours ago, 79,000 views. 3 hours ago, me, 324 views. They don't have no more land than we do. And plus, when you watch his videos, you got to sit through watching AG1, him doing an AG1 commercial or a alarm commercial or whatever that is he's got. Why he's doing that. Me, you just see straight up farming. How come I can't get 79,000 views in 4 hours? I can only get 324. You know how hard it is to put these videos together that I do, and it's just me. He's got everybody there, you know, all these different people. I mean, he's not doing anything more entertaining than me. I don't feel like he is. Where's the control at? And then I'll show you. All right, so that's Millennial Farmer. Yeah, he's popular, but you got to keep watching him do a commercial through his thing. It's getting irritating. Then you got Cole the Corn Star. Nobody's more irritating than him.
They were going to be running around the farm,
see?
getting ready.
Oh my God. 15,000 views in 55 minutes. So in 4 hours, he'll have like 80,000 views too. You got to watch him do commercials and talk about everything dumb under the sun. And then this other guy, Trippy Farmer, he doesn't realize how good he's got it. All the brand new equipment they got, and he's always complaining, you know. And he don't have to work for nothing. Let's see here. I like Irish Farms. They're good guys, everything. I feel bad for their dad, you know, what he had to go through with his wife. But, you know, 3,000 views in 1 hour. Now, they are big. They till 11, 12,000 acres. But they got 4 or 5 people on video. You know, same way with, where's they at? Let's see, where's Larson was on here somewhere. They just had a new video somewhere. Let me see if I can find them. There we go. 25,000 views in 3 hours. I can't give it 300 views in 3 hours. I'm showing everybody everything I can. You know, everything. I'm doing the same thing they're doing. But they got 5 hired guys that they can video, you know. Does it matter what part of the, you know, in 383,000 subscribers? You know, if it wasn't for Wes helping me get 2,000, and then I've struggled since him to get 686 or whatever it's at now, 2686. How do these guys get 340, 500,000? You know, how come I can't get that? Aren't I doing the same thing? I realize that people, you know, and my videos are right here with them. Where's it at? If you look, I mean, sometimes I can't get YouTube to advertise my videos. You know, when you go through your search, when you just go through your home thing, you know, videos pop up. You know, I get them every once in a while, but they never put me with them. So I don't know if people know I'm out there or if I'm not entertaining. I'm just showing you farming. Is it because I live in Maryland, you know, that people don't think there's farmers in Maryland? You know, they only think there's farmers in Minnesota or Iowa. I mean, we farm as much as they do. They don't farm any, well, not them. You know, they farm a lot of land. But like Cole, Millennial, and all them, they don't farm any more than we do. And how are they? It just irritates you so much. You know, it takes a lot of work to put these videos together, and I appreciate every single one of you guys that does watch. But it'll tell me on my analytics that I got like 75% of the people that watch aren't subscribed. And then I don't know how they get 500,000 subscribers, and I can't get anybody to subscribe. I mean, it's just, I don't know how they, you know, they don't do anything different than I do. That's my Sunday rant. So, sorry. But I appreciate everybody that does watch. I really do. I just don't understand how they get those subscribers, you know, or I don't know. The views and subscribers, I don't know. Morning. It is, look at all the water. It is Saturday, the day of the tropical storm. We have had tons of rain, tons of wind, but I'm not sure. I rode around this morning, but seems like windier today than it was last night, or more rainy today. All the corn was still standing, the bean was standing. Didn't have a ton of wind like they said it was going to be. It was windy, but it wasn't, 50, 60. I think it was 20, 30. But we've had tons of rain. Tons of rain. I mean, it's just water everywhere. Oh, right here. So, it's been raining, storming like off and on all day. We got more rain now than we did yesterday during the actual storm. I think it's just about past us now. But I don't know, with all this extra rain and breeze and wind that we had, if the corn's still up. I'm sure it is, but I put my pickup in the boat back here in the building. So I'm going to go and hook the boat because I need to pick up. So I got to go by all the cornfields on my way to Salisbury, so I'll check it out then. But I think everything's good. Definitely didn't have and we're lucky we didn't have the wind and stuff like they said we were going to. So, but it's wet. It'll be a while before we're doing anything. But I had a mishap with the combine. Yesterday morning, got all the trucks loaded, and I was gonna have a full day because this stuff didn't start till 5 or 6 last night. So at 7 o'clock in the morning, I was ready to cut hard, so we could try to get as much corn off as we could before the storm. Got in the first row, and I had problems with it the day before. The brand new clutch they put on the header broke, and of course John Deere doesn't keep any parts in stock. So, didn't even get to cut any corn before the storm yesterday. So she's broke down, so they said they're gonna get the parts. So I just told them to hurry up. I thought maybe they would have offered me a corn head to bring down. They got a couple places right around us within 15 minutes. I thought maybe they would have tried to find me a corn head. It didn't matter if it was an 8-row or a 12-row. Something that I could have just hurried up and grabbed and went, because it was a brand new clutch that they put on, and it went out. So, it kept me down. You would have thought they would at least said, hey, we got a corn head, grab it and use it for the day before the storm, but nobody offered that up. So we were out of commission, sat and waited. Boat back here with the draper. So we were out of commission all day yesterday over a brand new clutch that got put on, but it must have been faulty. So that sucked. I mean, it really sucked, because the storm could have been worse than it was. I mean, we're just lucky that it wasn't, but it could have been worse. And we didn't even get to cut. And I didn't even get offered a head to cut. But I don't know. Anyway, all right. See you. All right, I just want to take a moment. See the new shirt? My buddy's wife made this for me. She said send her a picture, so I just sent her that picture. I can get other pictures done, but very talented and very cool. I'm very happy that she did this for me, and I want to give her a big thank you. I don't know if they want me to mention their names on here, so I won't, but very thankful that she did this. Very cool. First warm day I'm going to wear it, but Maryland proud, baby. Eastern Shore farmer. Good morning. We are still rained out. It is rained for 4 days. I think the first day we got 3 inches, and we didn't get much on these rains. It's just a steady little mist, but it's supposed to rain the next 5 days. So my brother, yesterday we had deer come down because I didn't video it the other day when I started cutting before the storm. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. We had a clutch go out on the header, one of the new clutches. Well, come to find out, and I haven't got word back yet. They said they were gonna let me know, but either way, we don't have to pay for it. They put a new clutch on. There's the new clutch right there. But they did have a brand new clutch on it. They put a new clutch on it when we rebuilt the header. Well, come to find out, there's two different shaft sizes on these headers. There's an 1.25 inch and an 1 1/8 inch. Now they don't know if the anyway, this is an 1 1/8 inch shaft. So they put the 1.25 inch clutch on, and they don't know if they did it by mistake or if Deere put it in the wrong box and shipped it to them like that, because they brought 4 clutches down. They brought 2 1/8 and 2 1/4 inch, and I remember seeing them sitting here, and they put them on, but we don't know. The guy can't remember because he had a young boy here helping him, and he's the one that did it, so he don't know if he accidentally put the wrong one on or if it was in the wrong box, so he went back to check. But either way, it's covered. We don't have to pay for it. But that's why the clutch went out, because the shaft was smaller than what the clutch octagon was, and it was spinning in there. I can't believe it worked this long. You know, I didn't know any different because they did it, and it really wasn't a big deal, their fault. It's just something that happened, something stupid. But when I went to cut that morning, I guess the stalks were a little bit tougher where I was trying to start earlier, and then it really showed up. We were trying to beat the storm, so they brought the clutches down 2 sizes again. We pulled the clutch off, couldn't find out the smaller clutch 1 1/8 inch went on there, so they put that on. Everything's working perfect now, and the header has been flawless except for that one little hiccup right there. So yeah, so I got her in here. We finished that yesterday. My brother greased the turbo till, the grease points on it, and the disc, and the tractor's over there. Blew all the air filters and everything out. I don't know if he did it to the Ripper tractor. He probably did. So she's sitting here. We're done ripping with her. We just did a couple bottoms, a couple fields that we thought were bad. We are going to do some inrows with her while she's hooked up. Knock out some inrows for some compaction that we feel like has happened over the years since we ripped last time. And that's it. So now it's just a waiting game to get back in her and get cutting corn again. We got a lot of beans that are starting to get ready. I mean, they're really turning quick. Good thing about the rain is we thought that tropical storm was going to be worse. Of course, it wasn't. Hardly no wind. So right now, all this rain is doing nothing but helping the wheat beans big time. And they're actually putting a little bit of filler on some of the early beans that aren't done. Getting the beans a little bit bigger, filling them out a little bit more. So that's actually good too. I went and checked some of them yesterday. Look really good. Them Agrigold beans are really good. And then we got some behind our wheat that look good. And also the Seed Consultant 4-6 beans look really good. I mean, just full of pods. And you can see where this rain is really just, I mean, them beans are real big size, real pretty. So that's good. The only thing is just slowing us down for harvest, but it is what it is right now. So it's slowing us down for getting wheat ground ready, but once it stops, we'll be able to get rolling again pretty good. We were dry there for a little while. So actually it's probably the ground soaking it in pretty good. And it's not the major rains where it just runs off. It's just a slow, steady rain. But while I got her in here and we can't do anything, I am going to clean the cab out, do the windows, you know, all the stuff you hate doing while you're steady harvesting. I'm going to grease it, because every day I hit little grease points here and there, but like overall grease on the combine. I know we got some like 400 hours, some 100 hours, some 50 hour things. I've already greased the header. got that done. So I like greasing things more than they say because we really don't have too many bearing issues. I know some guys that do the 400-hour grease thing always have bearings go bad. Not to say that we won't have a bearing go bad, but I like to keep just a couple shots here and there on it and grease them like that. Not over grease them, but just keep them a little greased, because like the clean and fan, all that, as much as that thing spins, I feel like it's a good idea to keep that thing greased a little bit. Just a couple shots here and there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just check her oil, check everything while she's in here. She'll probably be in here all week because it's supposed to rain all week. I could move her back over to that shop. I got to get the sprayer out. I was thinking with all this rain, sprayer's a little dirty, letting it just sit out in the, let it sit out, let the rain kind of soak it down and wash it. We got to winterize it and put it away because we're pretty much done spraying. Get the water trailer done and put away. And this week just do little odds and end jobs. I don't think like I said, it's just a little drizzle today, but I think tomorrow it's not supposed to rain, but it's supposed to be cloudy, but it's still raining enough to where it's going to mess us up from doing anything. And then it's supposed to start raining like the next 4 days after that. So not really much going to go on. We've still got quite a bit of corn to get out. So it's just a matter of getting going and on it, but it is what it is. If it wasn't raining, we'd be bitching that we need rain. Now that it's raining, it's like, we don't need rain, but it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this and just tinker today. So that's what's happening on Tuesday, the 26th of September. I just want to show you guys something on these Deere combines. It could probably be other brands also, but with our old mechanic, nothing was ever calibrated, or rotor, sieves, nothing. We just were doing what we thought we were doing right. Come to find out, like our sieves, when you thought they were on 4, they were actually on 15. Our rotor, when we thought they were on 20, when we had it on 20, they were actually on like 10. We were grinding the heck out of corn. I mean, we were just everything. We were just destroying everything. And if anybody's got Deere equipment in this area, call up East New Market store at Atlantic Tractor and request Cheeto. And if you want a good tractor mechanic or drill mechanic, call up there and request the guy Steve. Cheeto does planters and he does combines. Now I knew something wasn't right with our sieves and our rotor. It just seemed like we were always just tearing up crop. And he even asked me, did we have everything calibrated? And I was like, I don't know. You just figure it's right what the numbers are, but it's not. So if you're running your rotor Deere combine at like 20, 21 on corn, you're destroying a lot of crop that you could be getting in your tank. You set it on 0. I'll show you. This is how we calibrate it. You set it on 0. You take the back cover off right here, the center one, and pull that concave out. Then you come to the front. It's not a lot of light, but anyway, this is right behind the front driver's side tire. Take these off. Pull your, it's not gonna let me work it. Anyway, you pull your covers off of the front of it. There's not enough light in here, even though it's daylight, there's not enough light underneath here. Let me see if I can get, I think I got a flashlight up here. Let's see, do these work? There we go. My brother got these little lights here. All right. Take these covers right here off. Now you take them 2 black covers off. You see them 2 arms with the 2 nuts, front and back? So you loosen them up and you start tightening them down to where the concave, you got to have somebody back here on this one. While they're spinning it, you do the front first. And you keep spinning it while this guy up here is steady turning that nut to adjust it. When you hear that concave or the rotor hit the concave just barely, you back it off 2 turns. That sets it perfect 0. Then you do the back one right here. You start adjusting that one, loosen the double nut up right there. Loosen the double nut up. You start turning it. As you're turning, you get the same guy spinning the rotor again. And when you barely hear one of them teeth on the rotor start hitting the concaves, you stop, and then you back it off 2 turns. That's when your rotor is perfect adjustment. We went from running like anywhere from 17 to 20, grinding the heck out of corn. I kept slowing my rotor speed and everything down, thinking that's what it was, but it wasn't. It was the concaves weren't properly adjusted. So we went from running anywhere from 17 to 20 to now I'm running anywhere from 29 to 30. And he told me when he was there yesterday doing the header, I said, look, I'm still grinding some corn. He's like, man, open it up to 35. He said, you want to run it until, just run it a little bit. And if you see some corn still on the cob, he said, you always go down 2 numbers. So if you got it on 38, you see a little bit of corn left on the cob, he said, drop it down 2 numbers. And then do a little part again and try it like that. So we went from running 17 to 20, tearing up a lot of corn that we thought we were still in good corn, but we weren't. We were still grinding it, throwing it out the back, to 29 to 35. I need to actually open it up a little bit more. He said he's got one guy running 40. And his bushels, everything increased. He goes back, you can always check your axles back here. And you can see the grinded up corn on these right here. He said he's got a guy running 40. He said his was never adjusted neither. And I got a buddy that sent me a video. And I hate telling people what to do because everybody thinks that you know more and you know, but sometimes you just want to help people. But I still haven't told him yet. Maybe he watches this. I don't know. But he sent me a video. He was cutting corn the other day and his was on 20. So I showed it to the John Deere guy. He's like, man, and even though the boy thinks he's getting good yield, his yield can actually be higher. And really what's coming through is a lot of trash that's, showing it's a yield. He said, man, he's tearing up so much corn, losing so much corn. He said that nobody's ever adjusted his concaves. He said a deer would never run that low, or most combines, any combine will run that low. He said he's just destroying his crop. He's losing a lot of it. And I haven't said anything because, a lot of people don't want to hear what you got to say. They just want to do their own thing and think they know. So, but he actually has the same mechanic that we used to have. And best decision I made was getting who we got now. He has showed a lot on this combine that I've ran for years and our other combines that I never even knew because the other guy never told me. But yeah, so he adjusted my sieves. Of course, I did have another boy from the Pokémon store. He adjusted the sieves a long time ago and, did good and got them right. I just got this guy because that was 2 years ago to go back over it, make sure everything was right. Adjusted the sieves, the concave, a whole bunch of stuff. He got my auger right. We had to replace that expensive part in the auger because it was never in the cradle right. And we paid to have it fixed 2 or 3 times before. And when they say it was right, we just thought it was right. It wasn't right. Now you could see where it sits in so much more. And when you're going across field, the cradle carries the weight instead of that arm up here. Right there was carrying the weight, and we actually tore that up. I showed you on a video before. And so that's fixed now, and the computer doesn't go off every time I close it in. It's just crazy. And that boy even told me that they went to a combine clinic at one of the dealerships. And he said, man, I sat back and watched. He said, you wouldn't believe the guys that work on combines that went around doing the check and didn't check half the stuff that was supposed to be checked. And You know, he said these farmers out here are just in big trouble with some of these guys that just aren't checking your stuff. I mean, you know how your combine's not set like it's supposed to be set. And I'm not bad mouthing anybody. You know, if there's other mechanics that watch this, hey, I'm not saying nothing. I'm trying to teach you so you learn, so you get better at your job and you do it. Because, man, I love these guys, and these are my guys. I keep them. And that's the same way you should feel about, you know, the customers that you serve. You know, you want to do the best for them because it's not cheap. Every time they come down, it's expensive. There's just a lot that isn't getting done that the farmer thinks is getting done. It's not. And it's just, man, you're losing more crop than you know. It's just crazy. I mean, I've gotten educated in the last month on this thing from this guy doing it than I have in the last 10 years. I mean, and it's just, you know, it's just very good to have somebody that takes the time to do that. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. I'm just trying to help everybody out, show everybody how things are. But if you want to produce higher yields off of the stuff that you're spending money on planting in the field and getting that return on it, the little things that on this thing right here that make them yields go up, that's out there in the field that you're just throwing away, it's just crazy. Just, you know, I was always dumb about it, I'll admit. You know, I had to run them and do some maintenance on them, but, you know, I don't know. I still go inside of a combine and can't believe that somebody figured out how to get this to work. So, you know, you learn every day. And when you have somebody smart like that that shows you more than what you knew, it really opens your eyes to like all the years that you've been throwing out the back. And it's not because the machine's bad, it's because you weren't properly told how to set it up. And then when you get somebody that really knows what they're doing and shows you, it's just, I got a lot of respect for these two guys we got working now. I mean, they, you know, the same guy with a tractor, you know, I don't know how much we spent trying to get it fixed, never got it fixed. And then they come down here and get it fixed. And you would think everybody got taught the same way because it's the same company, but it's not. It's just, man, it's night and day. I mean, it's, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I just know that these guys do excellent work. Now, as far as the clutch is, you know, they put the wrong clutch on. Like I said, that was Deere's fault for putting the wrong clutch in the wrong box. As far as we know, you know, like I said, they were sitting on the thing. Even if that was a mistake, accidentally grabbing the wrong one, putting it on, at least it got caught. They own up to it. We don't have to pay for it, whatever. So, you know, everybody screws up every now and then, but, you know, they've made up for that big time over just showing stuff. So, I don't know. Just figured I'd tell you all that and show you all that. It makes a big deal having everything calibrated the way it's supposed to be. So, just thought I'd share that with you. Just got a blower in for my brother. New DeWalt blower, high power. And we bought, there's a sale going on. So we bought, that's a brand new one I just got the other day, but I got one in my pickup. So I bought another one of them because they're so cheap now, 1/2-inch, brushless. And I bought a couple more 3/8. And I bought some ratchets. They make ratchets now. And the grease guns. There's another one. They are on back order, but normally they're like $250. And these are the best grease guns we've had. We've had Milwaukee and everything else. These right here are the best. They've held up for us. Maybe not everybody else. But I want to get 2 more of them because now they're only $100 instead of like $229. So, but the sale only lasts till the end of this week. It's been on for a month. So I'm going to get a couple more of them if they ever come in. Batteries are a big deal. You go to Lowe's, they want $150 for one battery. I can get, 4 batteries off of there for $150 during the sale. So it's a big deal. They only have it every once in a while, maybe every 6 months, something like that, once a year, something like that. But when this sale was in, and we love DeWalt products, we've had nothing but good luck with them. They're strong. I actually had a boy that had a snap-on one. We were working on the combine or tractor. Couldn't get it off with a snap-on. We used the DeWalt, took it right off. So that made me feel real happy. But yeah, while the sale's on, we never had things like that. And I got a grinder too, battery grinder. But we never had these things. And then, we seen, people using them, thought they were good. And my buddy, he gets all DeWalt, and I'd use that every now and then. But once we got the first couple, I make sure I buy them when the sale's on. Even if I don't need them right away, they can sit in that back in a box because they are very valuable when you need them. I mean, out in the field and everything else, just love them to death. So that's just my shout out to DeWalt. Good morning. It is Wednesday. I got the 2 tillage tractors filled up with fuel. My brother greased them both, greased everything. I'm filling the combine up. I'm going to blow her off because we are going to cut today, even though the ground's wet. It's supposed to rain like the next 4 days. So we're going to try to get her storage full. I think we still got 7 or 8 more thousand bushels we can store. So we're going to do that. We got to get that tillage tractor fueled up. That way everything will be ready. When it does dry out, we can just roll with it. Right now everything is obviously too wet. But when everything dries out, that way everything will be serviced, taken care of, and we can get in them and go. I went and checked some soybeans today, and they're probably another week away from being done. So I want to get corn wrapped up. Of course, we still got quite a bit left. If it comes down to it, I'll switch the heads over, change the combine over. That don't take but a minute. And we'll roll some soybeans for a while and then come back to corn. So it's just been one of them times where it's just rain and rain and rain every day. But it is what it is. So if we weren't getting rain, we'd be complaining about it. So the wheat beans are loving it. I mean, them beans and pods are just filled up, and them beans have gotten huge looking at them from all the rain. So that's good. I think some of the early beans have helped them finish putting a little bit more weight and size to the bean. So that's also good. So we'll see. But don't forget to subscribe, watch, and please, everybody that watches that didn't subscribe, just subscribe. It's free. The only difference is you hit the subscribe button, and when you go back on YouTube, it tells you that I have a video up, a new video to watch. Doesn't cost you a dime to hit this subscribe button like people think it does. So I would appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one when we're cutting.